So, what should we do when we're afraid? What do I do when I am afraid? Whether or not it's a real threat or a fake threat, what should I do when I am afraid? Well, we cry out to God, as these two Psalms will show us, and we think right, as these two Psalms will show us. We are reading Psalms 3 and 4 today, and we are going to look at an example to follow. By way of reminder, I am not going to try to read the entire psalm. I'm just going to kind of give an overview of them, and then I'm going to focus on one of these six items: a sin to avoid, a promise to claim, an attitude to change, a command to obey, or an example to follow. And today, it is an example to follow. I really encourage you. I do not want these videos to replace your own quiet time. So I pray that you have read the scripture, you have at least taken 5-6 minutes to read the scripture, meditate on it, and find your own space before you come to Pastor Josh and get your space. So here is an example for us to follow. Both Psalm 3 and 4 can be considered a nighttime evening psalm. If you've already read it, which I hope you have, if you've already read it carefully, you'll see that in these Psalms, it's talking about going to sleep. And we actually have, we know when this one was written. It was when David's son Absalom was trying to take over the kingdom. He has already come into Jerusalem. David is now running away from Jerusalem, and Absalom is contemplating on what he's going to do. We know that Absalom, David's own son, is going to come out and attempt to kill him. So David is literally running for his life. And he says, "How many are my foes? Many are rising against me." He is afraid. The great king, David, is afraid. His foes are rising against to him. Notice they're saying there's no salvation for him. If you read if you go back and read that passage of David running away from Jerusalem, there are many people saying some pretty bad things about him as he goes. But who's his help? The Lord. The Lord is a shield about me. He's going to lift up his head. But what did he do here? I cried aloud to the Lord. Verse 4. David cried aloud to the Lord. I should have made that one of my purple pieces or purple highlights, but he cried aloud to the Lord. That's an example for us to follow when we're afraid. And what did he do in verse 5? He lay down and he slept. He was able to sleep because he was crying unto the Lord and he was thinking rightly. He was trusting in the Lord. And here's his thinking, the example for us to follow. He's saying this to himself, and saying it even in a form of prayer. He's saying, I will not be afraid of many thousands of people. He is thinking right. Why is he not going to be afraid? Because see right here, yellow, you strike all of my enemies on the cheek. God is going to save me. God is going to protect me. So when you are afraid, you can trust in the Lord and think right. God is able to strike all of your enemies on the cheek, whether they are truly coming after you, or perhaps you're just in this flight response. Maybe there's not really enemies around you, but you just feel like the world's falling apart. And while it may not be an overt attack of Satan on your heart and soul, I think we can all agree that Satan is pretty thrilled when God's children are uselessly being afraid. So we do not want the dark forces to be happy when we are afraid. Let's trust in the Lord. Let's think right. Let's call onto him. And then Psalm 4 talks about how God answers us when he called. Look at the gumption of the psalmist here, or the gumption of David. It says a psalm of David, not written during this Absalom fear, but definitely these two psalms are linked together. And here's what he says: answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. You're allowed to pray that. You're allowed to talk to God. Please hear me. Please talk to me. Please hear me. You have given me relief when I was in distress. You've done it in the past. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. A good example for us to follow. Call out to the Lord. Even ask him to be gracious to hear your prayer. And guess what? He's going to. We've talked about these pleading the promises of God. This is a promise that he will hear your prayer. So when you're afraid, Call out to God and think right. He is going to hear you. How long shall my honor be turned to shame? People coming after him. I know that the Lord has set apart the godly for myself. And here it is. The Lord hears when I call to him. Be angry and do not sin. Apparently, there are people that are threatening the throne. They are threatening David. And he's saying, he's talking to these people, be angry and do not sin. He's telling them to ponder in their own hearts on their beds and be silent. Do not be rebellious against the Lord. This is definitely connected back to Psalm 2. Some interpreters take this a bit differently, but I'm pretty convinced here that verse 4 is David talking to rebellious people against him as being the anointed of the Lord, as being the king, the true king of Israel. So he's telling them, offer right sacrifices, put your trust in the Lord. And then we have both here. Here's how the psalm ends. In peace, I will both lay down and sleep. Again, it's a hymn, a psalm for the evening. You are able to go to sleep when you are calling out to the Lord and when you're thinking right and knowing that he's going to take care of you. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. So what do you do when you're afraid? Cry out to the Lord, pray to him, and then think rightly. Have those right thoughts. Take captive every thought that is causing you not to trust in the Lord. I pray that has been a blessing to you. I hope you found your own space, and I hope you've been encouraged by this. I'll see you all in the next psalm.